Our responsibility to look after all God's creatures. What?
Your nose, we know nose. Your nose, we know nose. Your nose, we know nose. Your nose, we
put the intro to sleep. Shh. Stop struggling. Go into the light. Shh. That's right.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to News. And now your host for the evening, Centerville's own, Russ.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. So first off, we've got this story of divers discovering an abandoned underwater strip club. Gil Koplovitz was diving off the coast of Israel when he found an abandoned structure near his dive location, which turned out was once a restaurant that was then turned into a strip club.
So it's like the video game BioShock, but with more glitter and tassels.
Will you tip the exotic dancer or harvest her? He then noticed a stage as well as a stripper pole, and immediately knew that what he found was probably the only underwater strip club in the world.
I don't understand the appeal of watching strippers underwater from inside a submerged club.
I think they were inside too, with the patrons.
Wait, so you're saying there was no chance of a bunch of underwater strippers swimming around and then one dead one stuck in a water filter in the back?
I mean, I'm not saying there's zero chance.
Hey, Oz! Do cockroaches have fingerprints? No, they do not. Oh. Good. Alright, boys, you got baby of the day coming in next.
Oh my sweet horrible Jesus! Isn't that's cute. Look at that.
I'm gonna be sick.
Why aren't we screening these?
Good, sweet Jesus. Okay, ban this segment and the set we filmed it on. Did that yesterday. For other reasons.
Police in Laredo, Tennessee are asking residents to refrain from flushing drugs, such as methamphetamine, down the toilet in order to prevent, quote, meth gators.
Yeah, well, the only people that would believe this are meth heads, so that's convenient.
Yeah, the police are like, no, see, please don't flush your drugs down the toilet when the cops raid your apartment. Why? Well, because, see, the alligators in the sewer.
Yeah, that's good, go with that. Yeah, sewer gators, there's gators in the sewer, yeah.
Right, so the sewer gators, they'll get all gacked up and they'll eat Betty White. So, you know, if you want Betty White to get eaten...
I mean, alright, I guess. If it's for Betty.
You know, I can't put my finger on it, but something's different about this Applebee's. Just when you least expect it. What a ninjas. Maybe 4 Quaaludes with my coffee is too many Quaaludes. Wow! Personal massagers are getting really complicated. How long is it before an anus itch is considered chronic? Hello! I would have been here sooner, but the kitchen is in Europe. Yes! Nothing says I want to myself in a drunken stupor in front of strangers like Colt 45, the classy man's tall boy. Enjoy it with or without a brown paper bag.
Like the swallows of Capistrano, all waiters are eventually drawn to the sea, where they mate and produce more waiters and hostesses.
Dude, you sound just like that guy from Driving Miss Daisy, Dan Aykroyd.
So a man tried to steal domain names at gunpoint and instead got 14 years in prison.
That's right. 21st century technology meets 20th century thuggery. Rosila Rathio Adams II, a 27-year-old from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, ran a small social media empire dubbed State Snaps, which showed images and videos of young adults engaged in crude behavior, drunkenness, and nudity.
Adams was a student at Iowa State University when he founded State Snaps in 2015, and his followers often used the phrase, "do it for state," which explained his interest in the domain name.
Adams began pressuring the domain owner to give up the domain in June of 2015, and continued to do so for the next 2 years. The owner did not want to sell initially. He later offered to sell for $20,000, but Adams didn't want to pay up. Then in June of 2017, Adams enlisted his cousin, Sherman Hopkins Jr., to break into the owner's home and force him to give up the domain.
No, I can't just use .biz. I'm no punk bitch.
Put the bitcoins in the fucking bag! And a carton of menthols!
The victim was upstairs and heard Hopkins enter the home. From the top of a staircase, he saw Hopkins with the gun on the first floor. Hopkins shouted at the victim, who then ran into an upstairs bedroom and shut the door, leaning up against the door to stop Hopkins from entering.
He eventually got in and ordered the victim to turn on his computer and connect to the internet. Hopkins pulled out Adams's demand note, which contained a series of directions on how to change an internet domain name from the domain owner's GoDaddy account to one of Adams's GoDaddy accounts.
WordPress? Man, you're not even using a quality website creator. One that has hundreds of templates, design options, and innovative shopping cart technology. Like the good people at Squarespace.
Let me guess, not affiliated?
Cease and desist only count if you read them.
And now to weather with Rosalita.
Buenas tardes a todos. Desafortunadamente, tenemos un clima más violento en el horizonte.
Hold on. I got a solution for this. I'll use the internet to translate.
A partir de esta noche y hasta la mañana tendremos nubes que se comerán a tus hijos.
Spanish to English translated.
Luego, mañana por la tarde, los cadáveres de esos niños comedores de nubes se llevarán en el ejército impío de los condenados.
Got anything? Porn, student debt relief, generic Viagra. Okay, here it is. What's it say? Windows has encountered a problem.
Neighbors and county officials are concerned about the existence of an alleged sex doll brothel and sex club operating in a central Las Vegas neighborhood.
According to its website, Las Vegas Sex Dolls Experience offers customers the chance to spend time interacting with sex dolls in a private room at an undisclosed hourly rate.
Photos from the studio's website showcase rooms outfitted with beds, couches, televisions, at least one stripper pole, bondage equipment, and a patch kit, just in case.
So I have to say I'm curious about the stripper pole. Like, how does that work? All right, baby, you just get up there and thud. That's so hot.
So at what point does it stop being a weird collection with weirder friends and start being a sex doll bordello?
No, Tony, don't even act like you didn't go in there already. That's going to be 20.
And on a serious note, do they clean after every visit?
And just like that, it's over. We laughed, we cried. Some of us lost control of our bowels. It was a good time. Did you in the control room again? Oh God! The smell! Why did I before? Do you eat anything other than cabbage? Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out The End Is Near in our other videos.
News, news, news. See me, we got that news, news. Your nose, we nose, nose, nose.